There's a meat in China that's incredibly popular. It's not beef, it's not chicken, it's not pork. In fact, in many parts of the world, this is considered a pet.
Today, I'm on a mission to explore why this one country is eating over 60% of the world's rabbits. Starting from the farm,
Even though the rabbits breed like rabbits, you guys can't keep up with all the rabbit demand.
and going to the table.
I see a load of chilies in here. It looks crazy spicy.
And by the end of this video, we'll try a rabbit dish that locals adore and outsiders eat with caution.
The best part is you have to suck its brain.
The best part you said?
But before that, a rabbit appetizer, cooked up the Sichuan way.
Good morning from Sichuan, China. Right here we got something cooking up. Can you smell it? That is rabbit.
Let's back up. This recipe starts with rabbit meat, all different parts of the rabbit cubed up into tiny pieces, then seasoned with star anise, cinnamon, cardamom, garlic, leeks, and other flavor enhancers. Heat up a hefty helping of oil and add the rabbit meat in to fry. Season with a combination of soy sauce, chili powder, dried chilies, sugar, MSG, bouillon powder, and ground Sichuan pepper for that Sichuan signature spice.
This province in China absolutely loves rabbit. 70% of the rabbits eaten in this country are eaten right here in this province. This is going to be one iconic breakfast. Yes, Mr. Fu? Yeah.
Let the fully cooked rabbit cool for about 8 hours before serving. This is essential because this dish is meant to be served cold, or at least room temperature. Breakfast.
It's the most important meal of the day, but it turns out this is not a breakfast. It's more of a snacky item that you have with beer. How do I feel about drinking beer at 10 a.m.? Pretty good, actually. Good old whatever this is. Before I take my first bite, I want to tell you what I think is so interesting about the topic of rabbit. There's a famous billboard, and the billboard says, all animals want to live, where do you draw the line? I would draw it right here. Yeah, that's right. So on one side, you have cats and dogs, and then on the other side, you have chickens, pigs, cows, horse, and rabbit. Yes, I've eaten horse, and guess what? I will eat horse again. I love horse. So right here we have 2 bowls of our cold rabbit. I was asking like, hey, can I get a ladle to shove this in my mouth? No, chopsticks. This is how they stay thin. One piece of meat at a time. Cheers. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, that's a bone. I'm starting to see why this is more of a drinking food and less of a really substantial food. Looking at it, I thought I could just chomp down with confidence, but apparently not. I'm starting to get a little bit of that flavor. It is spicy and it is oily. I'm gonna try to dig down to the oil and kind of dip some of these pieces into that oily sauce. My God, I knew rabbits were lean, but this is a lot of bone so far. You gotta be careful, but here and there you get a golden nugget that's absolutely perfect. The meat itself is very lean, but it's small enough and fried, so it has a lovely dense kind of texture to it. Plus, it's not like it's gonna be dry because it's just absolutely soaking in oil. Wow, there's the numbing peppercorn and there's the hot chilies, both working together. It's super heavy, it's oily, it's savory, and it is just an explosion of flavor. There are so many delicious spices in here. So this is our introductory meal to one of the most fascinating foods in the Sichuan region.
Aside from rabbit, I want to talk to you about something else that's hard to chew on. Let me explain.
Have you ever noticed how saying I'm fine is actually code for
I'm actually falling apart, and please don't ask any follow-up questions.
The reality is, saying I'm fine over and over doesn't make it so. Imagine if your friend asked you how your broken leg is doing. Would you just say, oh, it's fine? Meanwhile, your foot is pointing in the wrong direction. No, you would see a specialist. And that's what therapy is, a specialist for your brain, so you're not just limping through life pretending everything is okay. That's why BetterHelp has been a longtime sponsor of this channel. They make therapy way easier than the old school method where you Google therapist near me, get overwhelmed, and immediately take a nap instead. With BetterHelp, you fill out a quick questionnaire, and they match you with a licensed therapist who fits your needs. You can connect through video, phone, or even messaging, whatever works best for you. And if your first match isn't quite right, no awkward conversations are needed, because switching is free and painless. BetterHelp also offers extras like a built-in journal for reflection and group sessions on topics you might relate to. And with over 7,000 reviews and a 4.5-star rating on Trustpilot, it's a service people actually trust. So if you're tired of saying I'm fine when you're definitely not, visit betterhelp.com/besteverfood or scan the QR code on the screen. Use the code BestEverFoodReviewShow for a special discount on your first month of therapy. Go talk to somebody. I've done it, you can do it too. Now, back to the show.
Soon we'll visit a restaurant where Sichuan's signature dish dares to spotlight a full rabbit skull.
We got major brains in here. I'm peeling them out with my finger.
But first, I want to learn how local farms are attempting to keep up with the insane demand for rabbit.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. These rabbits are 12 days old. Oh my god, he's so naughty.
Don't squeeze too much.
Meet rabbit-loving English teacher Jared and Miss Wang, the general manager of this giant farm that houses over 20,000 rabbits.
提供一个很好的场。
When they started this farm, they actually imported 1,000 rabbits from France so they can keep reproducing.
What's this?
It's just no, nothing. No.
Oh, okay. No, I was just wondering. Sorry.
Even though this farm produces 300,000 rabbits each year, that's only 0.1% of Sichuan's yearly rabbit consumption.
People here have been eating rabbits for over 3 centuries. There are some domestic local breed.
Now, many have switched to this French breed of rabbit. Why use the French rabbits? Because they have strong unions over there. These rabbits will definitely not work 5 days a week.
的品种本来
They have a high quality of meat and they have a shorter life cycle to grow up.
That's interesting. So you're saying from the time it takes to go from being a baby to a full-grown adult, it's faster with this breed.
Yes.
After 1 month of drinking milk, the kittens mature and fill out a bit. From here, the teenage rabbits are transferred to the adult barn, where they eat their way to their inevitable fate.
So right here we have what seems to be kind of a teenager rabbit. This woman is fearless. She's grabbing it by the scruff of the neck, unfazed by the fact that she could get nibbled to death. Here's our carrot.
Oh my god.
Don't worry, if things go wrong, it's great for camera. Wow, this is a very cute rabbit.
Yeah, it's in perfect condition.
Tell me about how old the rabbit should be before it's ready to be slaughtered.
70 days,
How old do you think this one is?
60 days old. Yeah.
60 days old.
Yeah, so she doesn't have much time left.
In a week and a half,
Yeah.
it knows. Why not wait for the rabbits to get way bigger?
口感和各方面的
When they are 70 days old, they usually weigh around 2.5 to 3 kilos. That's when they taste the best. And the people here, they have very high standard for food.
Where I'm from in the USA, eating rabbit is not unheard of, but it's not super common. Here where you've grown up in China, where is that line between pet and food?
要根据每个地方的一个
There's no straight line to this. It depends on different regions. People in Sichuan, basically they would consider rabbit as a perfect choice of meat. But in other provinces of China, most people would prefer to treat it as a cute pet.
Too often when people think of other countries, they think of it as just one entity. But China's a massive country with over 1 billion people and people with so many different perspectives and cultures within the one country. Whereas here, people might love it and consider it meat. Somewhere else, they wouldn't consider eating it at all.
While most of these rabbits are sold to markets and restaurants at 70 days old, a select few are given a rare chance to stay behind and grow enormous.
Oh, I think she's scared of it. It's so big.
过来过来
This thing is a mammoth. Oh, this is like the Hulk of rabbits.
Oh my god, so big.
I'm picking it up by the scruff of the neck. How much do you think this one weighs?
Around 6 kilos.
That's getting up to around 14 pounds. If you need to butcher them usually at 70 days, why do you have this one that's so old?
They are for the breeding.
Oh, this one's for,
Yeah.
look at this guy. No wonder he's so energetic. Is it possible that this male could be the father to thousands of children?
Very likely, I think.
Would you say this is like the top G of all the rabbits?
对
Yes, definitely top gene.
Top G's children are sold to distributors like Miss Wang. She buys live rabbits, makes them not alive, then sells them.
Why not butcher the rabbits already and put it in a refrigerator? Why is it important to have the rabbits alive here at the market?
因为新鲜的
Because the meat is much fresher, it tastes better.
That's it? People don't mind the fact that they're so adorable and soft. They're very soft.
That's not an issue here because people in Sichuan have been eating rabbit since they were a kid.
Who is the biggest customer? Are folks coming here just to get rabbit to bring home and cook themselves?
餐馆
The biggest customer here is actually big restaurants.
For someone to buy an entire rabbit, about how much does that cost?
It's around 40 to 50 yuan RMB. Rabbit is the same price as pork, and then beef is almost double the price.
I thought it might be on the expensive side, but it's pretty affordable. Why do folks here love rabbit so much?
兔子肉好吃啊
You don't get fat by eating rabbit.
My meal this morning, the rabbit was literally sitting in oil. And even in that case, you don't get fat?
不会
Definitely not getting fat. Just look at me.
So she eats that too?
Of course, for decades.
Amazing. I didn't realize when I was eating that with my beer, I was basically eating diet food. Rabbits. She gets it from farmers. She sells them to restaurants. Restaurants, like where we're going, next. Before we go to this restaurant, I must know, what is the most prized part of the rabbit?
兔头，
Definitely the rabbit head.
Really?
The cheekbones of the rabbit head is so chewy, and there are some liquid in the brain that you can suck it.
Okay.
To experience that, we've come to our final destination, a restaurant that specializes in turning rabbits from raw to ravishing. Running things around here, Mr. Chen.
I'm happy to be here at your shockingly large rabbit restaurant. We've got this right here.
Before diving straight into the rabbit head, Mr. Chen offers an appetizer of fresh ginger rabbit. To start off, rabbit is cut down to squarish, bite-sized pieces. Chop up an excessive amount of green chilies, red chilies, and baby ginger, a fresh note to subtly balance the upcoming onslaught of oil and spices.
In some ways, it looks similar to the dish I had this morning. What is the difference here?
煎锅兔。
The biggest difference is that that one is a cold dish, but this one is a hot dish. Personally, I prefer the hot dishes.
I'm down for some hot meat.
Fire up the stove, add oil to the wok, then throw in adult ginger, fermented chili bean paste, Sichuan pepper, bird's eye chili, and let those flavors mingle. Add water to calm the oil down, then soy sauce, sugar, a proprietary spice blend, MSG, and chicken bouillon. In a separate wok with scorchingly hot oil, give the rabbit meat a little bit of a dip, then scoop it over into the spiced up wok. Add fresh baby ginger, green chilies, and red chilies.
Leng has a history of over 100 years, but this one has been alive for about 2 decades.
Let those flavors infuse into the rabbit and serve.
I see a load of chilies in here. It looks crazy spicy.
You should try this.
Just try ginger?
Yeah. It's very tender and quite juicy.
Yeah, it smells amazing. It tastes amazing. It's very soft. It's not woody like older ginger can be. And it has a little bit of a sourness to it.
It's quite unique.
But it's not rabbit.
一起吃一下，汤汁里面的再让
These pieces are so microscopic. They're so tiny. Oh, but so yummy.
There are several layers of flavors in this. You get the spicy flavor and you get the numbing flavor.
I agree with that. I love the flavor. I wish it was something I could bite into. Like,
不够入味。
The reason why they cut it in such small pieces is because otherwise it's not gonna be so savory.
this feels really like a kind of communal food. A food that you have when you're drinking or enjoying some alcoholic beverages.
Perfect for sharing.
That is what I'm getting. I mean, it's spicy, it's numbing, but that ginger too, it's so fresh. It kind of cuts through some of that heaviness and it creates a nice flavor profile. I really like it. This, fantastic. Here's the problem. I want to look at a piece of meat and go, that right there is rabbit. And do you know the perfect dish to do that with?
Rabbit head.
Sichuan's culinary pride begins with the braising of rabbit heads, turning them from a pink nightmare to a brown nightmare. Perceptive to my desire for a substantial bite, the chef adds rabbit legs, braised to perfect tenderness. Drop the heads into oil, then crank up the heat. Stir until the exterior is crispy, then remove them from the wok. Next, it's time for the rabbit legs, getting the same crispification treatment, but for more time due to their size. Return the rabbit heads to the hot wok and heavily spice them up with red chilies, Sichuan pepper, ginger, soy sauce, a 13-spice powder, and sesame seeds. Quickly stir to distribute the flavors, then let the legs join the party. Give the wok some time to do its magic. Then once the flavors have reached full potency, serve. That is after you let everything cool down to room temperature.
This is the heaviest beer I've ever held in my life.
Oh my
Clink.
God. It's like 1 liter. It's good. Rabbit is one of the 12 zodiac years in Chinese. So if people are born in the year of rabbit, they are considered to be a very compassionate, agile, and very smart.
What year were you?
A snake.
The rabbit looks amazing, but first, we must glove up.
It's too oily.
All right, this is what I've been waiting all day for. Something I can really sink my teeth into. It's a leg of a rabbit, and it actually looks like
A chicken wing.
yes. I say we just give this a shot.
It's good.
Oh dear Lord, that's spicy. It's so oily.
The edges of the leg,
Yeah.
it's really crispy. I love that.
Here's what the texture is. If you get KFC and then you leave it in the refrigerator overnight, the next day you reach in and you start to peel the chicken away without warming it up, it's kind of like that, like thick, hard, coagulated.
But quite chewy. I think it's quite savory.
It has an intense coat of essentially a chili oil at this point.
Did you sense the numbing spice in it?
A bit of numbing spice and a lot of chilies.
And it's basically all lean meat, literally no fat.
Very lean, but you are getting the oil from this pool of chili oil underneath. So oddly enough, there is a strange balance. It's unique. It's something different. I'm not sure I could see myself craving something like this. Do you like it? I think it's kind of okay. It's not my favorite.
Yeah, it's good, but I think chicken wings are better actually.
A unique food to be sure. But then we have this, the head of the rabbit.
First, you need to split it into two.
Go under the jaw, beneath the head, and split it in half.
And you can eat the cheekbones first.
Right.
Like this.
I like that. Basically, we're eating this right here.
Yeah, exactly.
That muscle is very well developed in the rabbit.
Rabbits are eating grass all the time, so they chew a lot.
But it's also kind of a darker meat, so it actually does contain some fat in there too. Right here, there's a rabbit tongue. Should we eat that?
Everything here you can see is pretty much edible.
Oh, that's good. Soft.
Unique.
It's kind of like a sheep tongue, but a miniature version.
The best part of eating a rabbit head is you have to suck its brain.
That's the best part you said?
The local said.
We got major brains in here. I'm peeling them out with my finger. This was probably the Einstein or Elon Musk of rabbits right here. You got your brain?
Yeah, I've already finished it.
Oh, okay. All right, pretend to eat it with me.
Okay. I think I got some.
There you go. Cheers.
Okay.
It's kind of livery or like the kidney. It kind of has a little bit of an organ flavor, but again, that seasoning, that sauce, that oil has creeped into every crevice of this skull. I gotta say, overall, it looks terrifying, especially when you see a big pile of them. But when you try it out with a little bit of a buzz, it's not so bad.
Yeah, it's a very big part in the Sichuan culture. It's a very distinct cultural difference here. Some doctors say the rabbit meat is actually good to cool your blood and detoxify. That's why people are so obsessed with it.
Right now, I am toxifying and detoxifying at the same time. What is the result of that gonna be?
Good memory stays.
Exactly. My man, thank you so much. It's been an iconic day. Cheers. You're a legend.
Hungry for more fun food videos? Join me at more Best Ever Food Review Show, a channel that's unfiltered, raw, half the quality, and twice the fun.
You walk away and come back. Oh, look, the server.
Subscribe now and you probably won't regret it.
It doesn't fail. Whatever country you go to, no matter how advanced or dilapidated, they all have a lager beer factory that actually works. China, I'm sure, has several. Is that the mailman? Oh, the cucumber lady. One thing I've noticed about food so far, at least in this part of the China, is the China. This farm started with 1,000 rabbits. Now I'm told it has over 20,000. What can you tell me about the journey from getting to 1,000 to where the farm is now?
It took only a couple of years.
Oh, okay, well, I was expecting more of a journey. So the journey was just wait. How long until they can start eating solid food?
28 days.
I wish it worked that way for humans. I'm about to have my first kid. Boom, and that is the end of our rabbit episode. My God, a whole day going from little, tiny, very cute rabbits to fully grown rabbits to eating a rabbit head. We did it all. I want to say a huge thank you to Jared for joining me and really illuminating the topic of rabbits in Sichuan. Otherwise, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Peace from Chengdu, China.